evening, everybody. I just wanted to, before I take a caller, talk a little bit about names, because I like to work with names when I teach, but also when I work. If you ever see me of an evening of clairvoyance, I'll say to somebody, give me a name, let's see if we can bring them through for you. And I have to say, pretty much most of the time, they do. But tonight I wanted to talk about Winston Churchill, not because I want to give you a history lesson, absolutely not. I want to give you some demonstration really about his name and how we can get some information from it. So his real full name is, it's a surname, but it was Winston Leonard Spencer Churchill. He was a famous prime minister in England, UK, because obviously the war, and he was our prime minister then. But what I want to do is take a look at some of the things. So what people don't actually know about him is actually he was an author as well. So if you look at the third name of him, which is Spencer, you can see the word pen there. Also, if you look at the first name, Winston, W-I-N-S, spells the word wins. He wins the war. He's a winner. The second part of the first name comes to ton, which is he spent a ton of money doing it. And if you go back down to the name Spencer, you will also find that there's the word pence, which is pretty much what he left the UK with, was pence, because we were broke at the end of the war. But also look at the second name, which is Leonard. And you can get from that if you take the Leo the lion, he had to be brave. He was also a Boer War hero. And a lot of people know that as well. So he was actually honoured for not just being a prime minister, but also his that he was, honoured for his war things as well. If you look at the church and the hill, obviously he's always linked to the church because it's our prime minister. But the second part, the hill, I think it means two things. One is he had a massive hill to climb before he became prime minister. And there was a hill where it was downhill because he was actually prime minister twice. And they always say that the second reign, he wasn't so popular. People actually wanted him out of favour. So there was two edges to that. And the very last part, which I wanted to explain to you, if you go to the word ill, for the last 2 years of his life, okay, he was elderly, but he'd had a fall and he was actually very poorly in the last 2 years of his life. So we've got the word ill. So it's very interesting that from a name, we can gather so much about not the name itself, but it's about the person and some of the things they may have achieved and maybe bits of their personality. Ginger from Florida. Okay, fabulous. I'm just going to take a call now. So I hope that's giving you a little bit about names anyway. And I'm just going to speak to Ginger now. Hello, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi, how are you?
Ginger. Hello, I'm fine. How are you? You're through to Lesley. How can I help you today?
Well, my dad has been in the hospital for the last 6 weeks, and I just want to know if he's going to have any lasting effects from what's been happening, if he's going to get better. They were supposed to move to Florida and everything fell apart.
Okay. I have got with your father some breathing issues, but I've also got something wrong with my head. So I don't know if he's had some sort of damage or it's had some sort of reaction to his head. Does that make sense?
No, he's very depressed right now.
That's
because
fine.
he was an active guy.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Then that makes sense to me because I had chest issues and going forward. Okay. What they're saying to me, Ginger, is you have either a grandmother, a very strong grandmother on your mother's side coming through.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I feel that she was very linked to you. She wants to know that she's holding your hand. I'm going to tell you, this isn't the easiest journey for Dad. I'm not going to fluff it up for you. It's going to be up and down. And that you're going to feel some days like, actually, we haven't gone a step forward. You need to be brave and stay with that. I also feel that your father is very discontented with the situation. So I don't feel he's, some days he might not feel up for it. Do you understand what I'm saying, Ginger?
Yes, I do very much.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been a process so far. They almost killed him, I believe, in the last place he was in.
Yeah. So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to say next 4 to 6 weeks, I think it's very up and down. I do want you to keep the faith because there will be times you'll think he's not going to make it or we're not going to get there, but do keep the faith. What they literally give me, by the time I get to sort of May, June time, the sun is starting to come out with for him. Now, that's nothing to do with Florida. I think it's more about his health than anything else. But I do feel at times we're going to actually, when Dad does rally round a bit, is actually be a little bit firm with him and say, come on now, we've got to get you there. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
But
Yes,
we've
I
got to get
understand.
to that place first. Can he not walk, Lovey?
No, he's really not he's not walked in probably 6 weeks.
Yeah, because again, he can't walk
And
very well.
I mean, he could before, but now he's been in bed for so long that
no, I understand. He's got to learn to
his
walk
muscle
again.
mass has went down.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying. He's got to learn to walk again. Okay, so this will frustrate your dad. Will be get bit frustrated. I have to say, he might be a little bit when he's unwell, but I think they'll get him there. But honestly, I think he's going to be fine. It's just going to take time. But there is lots of love being sent to you. Your mum is with him a lot, yes?
As much as she can, but yes.
Okay, I feel like
she's always on the phone with him, though. If not.
Yeah, I have to say, I feel like your mum needs healing. So her mum is saying, you know, she's with her a lot. And actually, your mum needs to take a break.
Okay.
Can I ask you, did they change hospitals or change wards or something? There was a change for him.
There's a lot of change. We went from one hospital to a rehab or supposed rehab, and he got worse. We had to fight to get him out of there. They wanted to keep him, and we had to fight because we felt they were killing him to get him to another hospital. And then they got him there, put him in a room, and then changed him to the ICU. And from the ICU, he's come out into another room. So there's been a lot of moving around.
Okay, I just felt the change of hospitals or the change of location was relevant. I have to say, I do have a problem with your dad that he doesn't listen very well, because this isn't the first warning that he will have had. Yeah. Has he got a heart?
Yeah, we had. He went in for a colonoscopy and had bleeding and ended up in the hospital where
I get that,
he got COVID.
They were taking to his stomach, and then they were taking me to his chest, and I'm like, I'm a bit all over the place with this guy. So here's where I am. I think he may have something like septicemia or some sort of infection going on in his body. They tell me right through his body. They also say, though, they are, it's almost like they're putting fingers in the dikes at the moment to try and get him where he should be. I do feel there is a lot of changes in the sense of they've changed his medication, changed the way of doing it, changed this, changed that. They seem to be changing a lot, not just location. But I do think we're going to get there. But a lot of it now is down to your dad and his determination to either want to do it or not want to do it. And there will be days he just doesn't want to do it.
Okay.
All right. Can I tell you something?
There have been days.
Yeah, and I'm not. And that's not going to go away tomorrow. But I will say, I think they're going to get him there. All right. Can I just talk about something totally different? I just want to give you a bit of light. Nothing to do with your dad for a moment. Who's getting married?
Wait, can you repeat that?
Who's getting married? There's a wedding they want to talk about. There's a wedding for the family coming up. Okay, well, don't worry.
I have no idea. I don't see any.
Okay, well, there's some wedding, it might be a close friend, but there's a wedding coming up, and I feel celebrations are in order October, November time, so I will leave that with you. Look, love, I can't give you a definite, but I don't feel that they're taking him. Interestingly enough, when I get that, I get a different feeling about it, but I felt that they're really trying their best to do whatever they can for him, Ginger. Does that help you?
Okay.
All right. Can I ask you?
And I have one question if I have time.
Yeah, sure.
I'm having a lot of problems with my career, just that people seem to be not caring what they send and everything just gets messed up. So I end up doing things 2 and 3 times and people expect it for free. I'm just, if I could afford to, I'd quit right now. If I could win the lottery or something.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to say to you. I felt like you need to not necessarily win the lottery, but change a different tact with whatever you're doing. Are you like a spirit healer or something like that?
I do computer-aided design for swimming pool construction.
Okay. Okay, well, here's where I am with you. I feel like you need to change tact. I don't know if you're working for yourself, but I certainly think you need to be working for yourself. I also felt like that a lot of people do take the P out of you, for want of a better way of putting it. Um, but also, I just think you need to get stronger. But for the time being, I almost want you to have some healing. I really feel that with everything that's gone on, that you're not thinking straight. I don't like either the company you work for or the people that are using you. They just seem to be aggressive in the sense of, I want it now. And I think you've got too much, you're just overwhelmed with it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Are you
It's
learning
more of
anything spiritual, love? Because
that
I
they.
kind of feel you
It's
should be.
okay.
Are
Thank
you
you.
learning anything spiritual, darling? Because I think you should be. Yeah?
I have been, but I kind of my son isn't part of our lives right now because he's with a nasty woman. And
Okay. All right. Well, they'll visit you again because you will be brought back into spirit again, is what I'm saying to you. All right, my love. I'm going to have to close now because there's only 60 seconds left. But I'm just going to leave your grandmother's love with you. I think Dad's going to be okay, but it is an up and down battle with you. All right.
okay, thank you very much.
Look after you. Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye. So, just before the show closes, I wondered if anybody would be interested in reading a photograph. Are you trying to bring somebody through by a photograph? If you could possibly link with me on my Facebook or Instagram and get me a photograph of the person that's passed. Please leave your name and telephone number because Dave will need to know who to call by Friday, the 11th of March. And next week, I will bring somebody through from a photograph that's passed and give you a personal message that way. I hope that your week is good coming up. It seems to be a little bit dry here at the moment. We're just waiting for it to warm up. And I'll speak to you all next week, 7:30 and 2:30 US time. Okay, bye for now. Look after yourselves.